Hey, what's up, guys? We're back with relationships, romance, and propaganda. As you could see for our friends on YouTube, Jill is back with us for week 3. And
Hello.
We'll see, maybe week 4, maybe week forever. We'll see.
Forever?
I'm film director Imani, Shakur. As you know, this is our friend Jill. This is the coolest podcast on the planet. We just talk about relationships. We broadcast the lies and we expose the truth. We talk about it all. Love, sex, relationships, women, marriage, everything in between. It's real, uncut. We're telling the truth. It's raw. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and all the other platforms. Email your questions to rptalktruth@gmail.com. Leave your comments in the description below on all the platforms, and we'll definitely read those and get back to you guys. And you know what?
Excited.
We had a segment called Dating Tales, and maybe I should tell one of the dating tales today. And I have one too, a really good one. So we'll definitely do a dating tale today, just for the fun of a great story for you guys.
I'm excited.
Yeah. And today we are talking about commitment doesn't start with marriage.
Thank God.
And a lot of people mistaken, commitment for marriage. Like, that's when it starts. Now we're married. Now we're committed.
Oh.
That's not where it starts, guys. and I'm going to explain. So let me jump it off, and then Jill will put her 2 cents in, as she always does. And
Probably like 10 cents.
Her 10 cents, right.
Maybe I'll
and
drop a quarter in. Whatever.
Yeah. It should give us that female perspective, that other side of the coin. So anyway, this is what I mean. And I'm going to start off by telling you a story. So years ago, I managed this R&B group years ago. And
Me too.
They all, oh, you did? Okay.
No. Go.
And they all
Exposing
were,
the lies.
Right, exposing the lies. And they all were, out, really great looking guys, great voices. And I remember at the time, one of them was engaged to be married, about to be married. And they were in town fucking everything that moves. I swear to God. And I remember
It's like
him
bachelor
going.
parties.
I remember him going, well, I'm not married yet, man. Once I get married, that's it. And I was saying to myself, what makes you think
Something
this ceremony
magical
is just going to make something magical happen? Exactly. And all of a sudden,
all my sexual desires are now gone.
Exactly.
And I only want that one. I don't really want her yet.
Right.
But I will.
Right. Are you kidding me? That's not going to happen. And I was trying to explain it to him, like, man, are you sure? Like, you're not just going to all of a sudden, boom, snap out of it when you get mad. I said, the commitment starts now, brother.
Plus, you better hope you don't screw up and get a disease, pregnancy, like all the things. What are you going to do?
On top of it. Exactly.
Dummy, you ask some girl to marry you.
Exactly.
Don't ask people to marry you.
Yeah, and in their minds, they thought that the commitment started with marriage. And I was like, no, it doesn't. It starts now.
It has to
be committed to her now. It had to start when you decided to be her girlfriend. You should have been her boyfriend. You should have been committed.
Like, are you even able to commit to yourself? Like, can you get your ass to the gym? Like, can you eat healthy? Like, they probably don't even have any self-control of any kind.
Right.
Like, if in the first place, if you're out just fucking anything to fuck because there is a time limit, it's coming to an end.
Right.
There's probably some situations there.
Right.
And
not happening.
Then
you know what I mean? And it's not just the guys. I know some women too I've heard of that thought the same thing. Well, I can have fun and I'm not married yet.
And then all of a sudden you're depressed because now you're like, great, now I'm married.
Exactly.
And it does change. Life does change. But your relationship really shouldn't be that much different.
Right.
The day before, the week before, the month before your wedding as it is the day after your wedding, right? I would hope.
Yep. And you shouldn't have gotten married in the first place if that's how you're feeling.
Yeah, like after the 3-month window when you bust out the I love you should probably slow down the...
From that moment on,
swiping and all
is
the
when the commitment
things.
should start. It's funny you actually said that because I was seeing someone not too long ago, and she was asking me when I'm gonna not engage with people that I meet out at the wineries or wherever else. And I was like, once the 3 month is up and we're still hanging out, and I decide that I am going to try to pursue a serious relationship with you, that's when I'll stop meeting and or engaging other women.
Do you have...
Until then, I'm not going to, because what if after the 3 month it turns out that you're crazy, or for some reason you don't like me, or I'm crazy, and I don't like you? I said, so that's when I will be only committed to you and not.
And do you have a conversation? Like,
absolutely.
That's nice.
Absolutely.
I don't think people do.
But
in general,
they need to.
Right.
So for me, the commitment would start at that point. So if me and this particular woman ends up getting married 2 years down the road, I had become committed once I decided to make her my girlfriend.
Right.
Or no, once I decided that I would pursue her to prefer to be my girlfriend.
Right. To get her to want to say I love you.
Right. At that point,
you're giving it effort.
It's not a free for all, and until the day we get married, I could just sleep with whoever I want to sleep with, but once we're married though, that commitment is in. No more extra sex.
Right. But you know most likely the other party thinks you're being, I doubt they think you're in an open relationship. Right? They think you're being monogamous.
Oh, the other people you're actually sleeping with.
Right. Or no, the
person you're with.
The person you're engaged to.
Right.
Do they know that?
Oh, absolutely not.
So it's not like you're in a relationship and you guys are like, you know what? Until we get married, you can screw whoever you want. Then that's one thing. But that never happens, right? No. Mm-mm. Because if you're still looking. If you're still out screwing, you're still out looking. So you're probably not with your forever one yet.
Yeah. I don't know if you're looking per se, more than just enjoying a bunch of physical activity with strangers. Because
right, but so then why do you think that you're all of a sudden going to be able to quit?
No, I agree. You won't be.
Because it's kind of an addiction type of situation, and you're going to crave that, and then you're going to be unfaithful. Like, so why are you even getting married?
You won't be all of a sudden be able to quit. That's not going to happen.
And
it's not going to happen. I'm sorry.
And why? And honestly, if that's how you are, why do you want it to? Yeah. Right then, what is it about this that makes you want to quit it? So, and why haven't you yet?
Right. What is it about Are
you going to try and make sure that you can quit? You should maybe try before you get married.
Exactly. Give it a test run. Go a month with just sleeping with your fiancé.
At least.
Yeah. At least a month. And see if you could comfortably do that and be satisfied. And if you can't, then
maybe extend it a bit.
Yeah.
Or discuss a different way for your relationship to still continue if you want it to.
Yeah.
Maybe she's open to ideas. Maybe you can have some kind of progressive new type of mature thing that a lot of people don't do.
A lot of people,
not necessarily open in a perverse way, but just like having trust. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. It's like an Area 51.
Well, it's not weird. That's the wrong word. What I wanted to say is it's not common, and it's interesting. And I think that guys and girls, and I honestly have to say I think guys do it a lot more than women. I think they should realize when and where that commitment starts and stick to it and stick by it. Because that's not fair to that other woman.
Yeah. And
you're out just running around.
Right. And a girl, for the most part, if she's agreed to marry you, like, she wants that fairy tale situation, for the most part, whatever hers is, it doesn't mean it's the fairy tale and every girl wants the thing, but whatever their story is, however they've dreamed it for their life, like, that's what they're thinking this is. And I doubt it's that he's also doing all the other things.
Oh, nah.
Because, why can't you just be doing me? Right. Like, I'm here. I got...
Right. Because guys they like variety.
Then why are you getting married?
And a lot of men, exactly. And a lot of men don't believe in monogamy either. But what about the guy that does say, okay, when I get married, that's going to be it, and really does quit everything else?
Well, he took a risk. But cool.
Is that even possible? Maybe.
I mean, I'm sure it is, but it just
I think
doesn't.
Anything is possible, right?
It seems a little bit risky.
Some guys out there have done that. Really waited until he was married and then moved on.
Seems a little risky.
And just stuck with the one chick.
But was he happy? Have you ever seen the movie The Sweetest Thing?
Mm-mm.
No. The grandpa's like, they're getting married and the grandpa's sitting there and they think that he's like super old and not paying attention. And they're like, what about, when you married grandma? And he's like, starts talking about the love of his life and all this stuff. And they're like, oh, I bet you miss grandma. And he's like, fuck grandma. I'm talking about Pearl. I should have banged her when I had the chance and blah, blah, blah. Like, so, are you happy that you made the choice to remain monogamous? Like, sure, maybe you did. Cool. You were monogamous, but did you still make her happy? Were you like, was it a good relationship? Was it a good marriage?
Right.
Or did you just serve your time?
Right.
Because, well, I said I wouldn't have sex with anybody else and I didn't. But then that's all you did.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she felt alone and all, it was just kind of like, meh, because you weren't into it.
And to me, if you're just doing it because it's something you're deciding and it's not the way you really feel, then what's the point of really doing it?
Right.
If you're just committed, if you're begrudgingly, unhappily committed, then what's the point of commitment?
Right.
You should be happy within that commitment.
But a lot of times it's, there's, we got pregnant and that happens a lot.
Right.
But a lot of times you don't think it through. You don't wait. You say, I love you too quick. Maybe 3 months is too quick in this particular situation. And then you just kind of stumble up on all the emotions. And maybe there are actually a lot of negative emotions in there, but you're just like confusing the feeling with like, no, that's excitement and it's good. It'll be okay. It'll get better. Just like girls thinking guys are going to change once you get married. Even like
girls do think that.
The financial situations, and I guess that sort of does change, obviously. Kind of should become a little joined-ish. I don't think you should, whatever, that's another
You don't think you should what?
Like, I think you should keep your, like, you need to have your own stuff, and then like together stuff. Like,
I agree.
You shouldn't have to like account for, if you're making money, no matter how, but like you make money, like you shouldn't have to report all of it, how you spend all of it, like, right?
Yeah, I mean the famous poet Khalil
You should
Gibran,
be able to have your own identity, but that other person should be able to trust that other.
Yeah. What I was gonna say, the famous poet Khalil Gibran, he says, "Don't drink from the same cup. Drink the same water from two different cups." You know what I mean? And to me, that's it's a really good analogy. I mean, it's your universe, his universe, then you guys have one together.
Yeah, like,
you know what I mean? But there should be some individuality,
almost like,
and some,
I feel like even you kind of both should have your own room, and then your bed. Like, yeah, you sleep together, but maybe sometimes like, I don't feel good and I want my own bed.
I completely agree with that.
I love you. I'm not mad at you. Or I am mad at you. But I'm not going to be mad at you forever. But I don't want to lay here right now. I want to punch you and I want to go in my own room.
Yeah.
Or I just, whatever.
I completely agree with that.
I just need a night off. I'm going downstairs.
Yep. I totally agree with that.
Like,
when you live with someone, whether it's a marriage or a boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever it is, if you guys are cohabitating in the same space, I think you should afford
be able to
you
safely
should have your own rooms and a room together. I completely
or at least
agree with
just
that.
a space, in a space where it's respected and it's not abused by either person, as far as like where you hide away in there and then you become your own person entirely. You should have your place where you can be creative and feel safe to know you're alone, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because
I think it's
I'm the type of
important.
person, I don't want to sleep with someone every night. I like my own space sometimes
Yeah.
and to be alone.
And just
That's how I am.
because sometimes I don't sleep good, and then you
Yeah.
feel like you're bugging the other person, or
Right.
or you don't feel good, or whatever.
Right.
Like, yeah.
And it's so funny. My ex that I was talking about, that she told me she loved me and we were at the party or whatever. We had talked about moving in together, and I remember telling my friend Chris be in town. I'm like, dude, I don't think I want to move in with anybody.
Not in the traditional sense.
And he was like, dude, you probably should tell her, because that's probably going to be a deal breaker for her. And I never told her. Luckily, we broke up for other stuff besides, because her trying to be too controlling. But I told him, I said, and I even said, you know what? I don't even see myself living with someone else.
Well, I'm just like,
I just like my own time, space, and energy. But I think I could do it if we have our own room.
yeah.
And
like
it's never taken personally if I want to go sleep in my own room tonight.
And
but
it's
sleep
like,
with you 2 nights and sleep in my
Right.
room the next night. It should never be
and
taken
I
personally.
should be able to be like, hey, I know you want to be alone tonight, but I'm upset, and I just, please, and tomorrow you
Yeah.
can be alone. Like,
Right.
or will you just lay with me for another hour?
Yeah, that's cool too.
Like, just till I fall asleep and let me be
Yeah.
dumb or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah.
because sometimes you might
Yeah.
not need that right then, but I would hope that if you're going to love someone and you're going to say marriage and do all the things, that you would be like, oh, okay, I'll help you feel better. Like, that'll make you feel better. Yeah. But then it shouldn't be like, fine. If you're like, really, I just don't feel good, Jill. I need to go downstairs. Like, my stomach hurts. Like, I gotta go. Like, I'm sorry.
Right.
And it shouldn't be like, fine, you don't love me. Like, have respect. He's got some shit going on too. Like,
Right.
all right, fine. Like, I'll see you later.
Right. No, it's true. No,
Yeah.
dude, I'm with that.
I don't need to
Completely.
be around them every day and see you every day and talk. Like, sure, talk, but
Yeah.
not like, what are you doing? What? But also feel free to tell me what you're doing.
You know, it's funny. I met someone recently who told me that she doesn't want to make any compromises, which is why she just hangs out.
Like,
and her style.
I want to be like Jill and be 40 plus and alone.
She wants to be free because she's 39 and she wants to be free, and she likes black men in particular, and her ex-husband was black and they have a black kid or 2. I forget how many kids she has, but she's like, I just want to sleep with hot black men and that's it. She goes, I don't want to compromise anything. She doesn't want to, the example you just gave about I just want to, maybe tonight. She's like, no, not interested. I don't want to deal with none of that.
Well,
I just want to do what I want to do, how I want to do it, when I want to do it, and that's it. I don't want to be with anybody.
but that's all.
Like,
that all
wow.
comes to an end, though. Like, that doesn't last forever. And then where
know.
are you?
I don't know.
But to each his own. Like, if that is
Yeah.
what makes you happy, then you
Yeah.
shouldn't compromise on it. And otherwise, then you're making the wavy line,
Right.
and it's not clear. And then it gets.
And I wonder what the situation was, what happened with her and her husband, what made her get to that point. I wonder,
Well, he was probably controlling.
because she don't want no commitment at all. Not even now. Not even after the marriage.
She probably just
She doesn't
wants to be
want
able.
no commitment.
She probably couldn't
wants
make
to just-
decisions.
She don't want to be
and-
committed to anyone.
I think marriage license should expire.
I agree with that.
Not like a short expiration, like maybe decade.
Yeah.
I mean, Arizona's driver's license lasts 20 years or something.
That's an interesting concept. Have a marriage license expire?
Yeah. States would make
Why
more
would-
money, but it might make people like think about it. Maybe they would actually have conversations like, hey, you want to keep doing this?
Yeah.
And maybe it wouldn't have to be so ugly and the kids wouldn't have to
Yeah.
suffer and all, and it could just be like, yeah. And you think a little more before you just go barreling into
Yeah.
debt and buying all the shit. And,
Yeah.
like you make informed, you think about shit and you think about like, is this really working out? Mm-hmm. Do like, should we get another bedroom? Should we get another house? Like, and maybe you would be like, oh shit, I'd hope she wants to make another 10 years out of this. And like, you know, you have to communicate.
Yeah.
Because people don't.
Yeah.
Kind of hardly ever.
I don't even know if it's necessary, man, the whole marriage thing. And again, I'm not talking about whether you get married or not, the commitment should be there.
But the legal
now
part.
we're talking. Yeah, I don't think that should even exist.
I'll never do that again.
Yeah, me either.
I will, but I would definitely. I would marry a person in my sense of like us having a ceremony and doing something.
Right,
like
but just
I'm free to do that.
Out of it.
But yeah, I don't need a license. I'm not trying to take your. I don't want what you earned. I don't need like my shit's all good. For the most part, you know, it's fine. I'll be okay. And then if we decide we want to do something, you know, like, then we get like those accounts or, you know, and then, okay, well, we're going to buy a house. And then, okay, well, so if we get divorced, if we don't renew, you know, this is how this is going to work.
Right.
Okay. You cool with that? Yeah. Not all the shit in it. Like this house, how it is right now, it's box, you know.
Right.
Or we split it when we sell it, or you just do whatever. Like be adults.
Yeah.
Mature.
But a lot of times we're not adults and mature, and we get lost in the sauce and caught up. And then,
because we're told like if you're a failure if you get a divorce. And I made a promise. I promised God. I promised my family. I promised my kids. I promised myself. I promised myself when I was 5. I don't really remember, but I don't, you know. And then, cool. So you're going to stay married forever and you hate it.
Right.
And you make everyone around you unhappy. Yeah, cool. I bet that's what God wants you to do.
If you're not together?
Right?
Yeah.
Or if you could work out something amicably and like not be so angry and not trying to end with the most toys, like just the part you earned and your agreed stuff.
Yeah.
Like, why are you buying a bunch of stuff?
Right.
Okay, who needs that much stuff to where you got to fight that big to end it?
Right. Exactly.
And we have tons of marriages. Like any relationship that you care about, whether it's even like with your kids or coworker, like to some degree, like you have to treat it like a marriage. You have to
absolutely.
like bend and
absolutely. And a lot of people don't.
They get hung up on the husband-wife word, and they like expect the wife to provide all their comfort, all their sexual stuff, all their whatever. And meanwhile, you're like forgetting to ever do anything nice, ever help, ever whatever. But you're like, well, I go to work, you know, I make a lot of money. Well, it's not just about the money doesn't like come in and clean the house and do all the grocery shopping and you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I mean,
that's a really good point.
Depending on how much money you make, but usually it's not enough for all that. No. In my experience.
Right. No, you're right. You're
I need to level up, I guess.
You're absolutely right. I mean, so in talking about the commitment, you know, it doesn't start with marriage. First of all, with us not even believing in marriage in the traditional sense, it just goes back to my point. The commitment should be there regardless.
Yeah.
You know what
See if you're even committed to yourself first.
Right.
Do you go to the gym like you want to for the most part? Do you eat healthy 80% of the time?
Yeah, like we talked about.
Do you try to take care of your skin? Do you go to the doctor?
Yeah.
Like, have you done all the stuff necessary for your age?
Yeah.
That they recommend? You know, do you care about yourself? Mm-hmm. Oh, you don't? How do you think you're going to care about anybody else? Dummy.
Exactly. Because at that point...
You can't even commit to the gym.
Right. So how are you going to commit to someone else?
Forever.
Right.
Can't even commit for a month to go to the gym.
Right. You're going to commit
But
forever.
let's get married.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
Oh, and I'm still going to love you even when you just are like...
horrible.
Ugly, douchey... Like, you can just treat me however you want.
Right.
Because we're married.
And you know, it's funny.
That's forever.
It's funny you brought that up. I think that people become complacent and they should take care of themselves and be who they want throughout the relationship.
Yes.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Don't get comfortable. Don't get complacent. Be that person you were when they met. Maintain
and check
that.
in and make sure that the person that you're becoming is for sure a good
check in with
form
yourself,
of that, and see if there's any way they would like to see it maybe a little different. Like hopefully you guys have just like gone to that whatever it is together, and it's already doesn't have to be like a cold conversation, but like talk about it, make sure it's all okay. Like, is there any, because you could just change little parts of it, but you're still getting who you want to be, but just maybe it's something dumb, you know, it doesn't need to be an ender, and then you like develop greater respect and appreciation, and like wow, they really do care and notice, and we have conversations. How weird. But I think if it was going to expire, maybe people would think about it a little more. Yeah. Because maybe they wouldn't even the whole time, but it would be something that, like, you know, I don't think about my registration on my car ever until I see the DMV envelope in the mail, and then I'm like, ah, shit.
But kind of like you said, leave it. Just leave that stuff out, man. Because to me, it just always.
What do you need to be married for?
Yeah, to me, it just always.
Because you can buy a house with anybody. You can all the things.
Yeah, you can. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Without even when have you gone somewhere and they said, "Oh, you guys are married? Show me your license."
Right. Never.
Never. You can literally go to the bank and say... You have
to show it to get your social security card changed.
Right. You can literally go to the bank and say, we're a couple now, but we kept our last names. Let's do a joint account. And the bank is not going to ask you for your marriage license.
Especially nowadays.
You can go buy a house together and say you're married, and they're not going to ask you for your marriage license. They're
not going to ask if you're married, because there's a very good chance it's going to be an offensive question, and it's going to offend me.
Not going to happen.
How dare you assume that I like men?
Right. Not going to happen.
You know.
So I'm going to segue into this dating tale, and it's funny. This is about a woman that was married that I met like over a year and some change ago. And, you know, she was unhappily married for like 17 years and, you know, has some kids.
Might resemble that.
Yeah. And, you know, met her out and stuff. And she kind of kept it cool. And then finally they separated, and he moved out. And at that point, she started hanging out more and stuff like that. And I ran into her, and she was just a different person. And I was like, oh, wow, this is so-and-so. You look amazing. Like, what happened? She said, oh, well, he's finally gone and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, that's what, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it was funny. And we ended up hanging out. And I had wanted to be with this woman, you know, for a long time.
You were like, sweet, she left her husband.
So we finally connected, so that we went dancing one night and stuff like that. And we finally connected, and we go to have sex, and my shit would not work. And it was a year. And it was, like, I'm telling you, it was like working
just one day
up until the point. I mean, and I get up to go put a condom on, and it just goes, it's not happening tonight. And I felt so stupid. And it was the most, because we had been wanting to hang out so long, and that's part of the problem, guys. Listen to this very carefully. Part of the problem that night was too excited, too much anxiety, waited forever.
Should have jerked off first.
You know what I mean? No, it wasn't even about that.
Something about marriage.
I've heard that, but I don't do that.
I'm just kidding.
But I know a lot of guys that do that though, and I don't do that. That wouldn't work for me. Like, yeah. Anyway, and I felt so bad, and I was like, listen, it just wouldn't work. You know what I mean? And I said, you know, give me a chance to redeem myself. And I thought, I was like, she was like, I waited a year and some change for this. Like, he couldn't even,
No, I think
Imani couldn't even get it up after we finally, naked in the room. Like,
but you owned it, right? Like okay, well then she's not, I mean, I would be like, it's cool. Like,
you owned it. I was like,
I've had it the other way where like the guy's too embarrassed to say something, or like it kind of quits in the middle, right?
Okay.
Not even like
in the middle. Interesting.
Yeah. And
that's never happened to me.
It was like immediately evacuate the premises. And I was like, what the hell just happened? Like, okay, we're done now. Okay. Like,
he just left?
Like, got up and like, but he like freaked because.
Yeah, it's a middle ego thing. Like,
I knew what it was.
But
But then it was just like, it left me like.
Yeah.
So. Well, naked and afraid.
Yeah. What I do is,
but like we think that it's because of something we did.
And the first thing I said, it wasn't you.
I didn't even know what happened. Like, I couldn't tell yet. Like, so I didn't know whatever. And so then it's just awkward. And that to me is more of like a deal breaker where it's like, really? Yeah. Okay, so that's how you handle situations. Yeah. You just run out of the room.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I actually owned it, man. Because to me, you have to just own it.
Yeah. I said something. Like, I got pissed. I was just like, that's like, it's cool. Like, shit happens. We're getting old. Like, whatever. Like, but fuck. Come on. There's another person here in this thing we're doing.
Right.
Not just you.
Right. So let me tell you what happened with the rest of the story. No, it's okay. No. I'm glad you interjected.
I
told her, I said, just give me a chance to redeem myself. Let's hang out another time. So she had another date the next day with another guy, right? And because she's dating, having fun, and I get it. She's 40s, married 17 years. And that was established. Look, I'm dating, just having. I said, that's cool.
Right.
No problem with that. I was even talking to her about her date and stuff like that. So the guy the next night flaked on her. So she said, well, you want to hang out? And the first thing I'm thinking is, this is my chance to redeem myself. Like, hopefully we can, get in that situation again.
Yeah.
Organically. So she goes, come over, let's have some pre-drinks and we'll head out and go dancing again or something more. Hit up a lounge or something, just hang out. I said, okay, cool. Get to her place. Kids are gone. She had already worked it all out that they wouldn't be there. Because that other guy, you know what I'm saying?
It was ahead of time. Like,
right. But he flaked.
Plan B.
Right. I guess I was plan B. Right. Obviously, plan B that night.
Backup.
Yeah, I was the backup plan.
Well.
That turned into the backup plan. Anyway. So she goes, you know what? Let's just hang out here. Let's put a movie on. So, and women don't like to be involved in their own seduction, like I always say. So, woman isn't going to say, guys, let's stay and just fuck tonight. She's going to say, let's stay and watch a movie. And that's your cue to go, okay, let me
maybe that
means she wants,
it doesn't mean for sure, but
right. It's just
you have more of a chance.
Not going to say that. If a woman invites you over, guys, for drinks or whatever, and says we're going out, but says, you know what, let's just stay in and watch a movie. The chances of you getting some cookie is probably 90%. You just have to know
maybe
how to play
at least like a finger in.
Right. At least like a finger in.
Just the tip, just to see how it feels.
Just to see how it feels.
Just for a second.
Anyway, we end up, having a couple of drinks and stuff and watching a movie. And one thing leads to another. It's organic. And we end up, going up to her room and making it happen. And I remember me and my friends talked about it before. And they were like, man, just relax. Don't even think about it this time. And I honestly went over there, relaxed, not even thinking about it. I was like, if we have sex tonight, we do. If we don't, we don't. But I actually knew the cues though when, and I said, Imani, just relax. Don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Just have fun. And that's what I did. I just relaxed. And, we went upstairs, had a blast. She was like, oh my God, married sex fucking sucks. She goes, She goes, you can go that long?
Right.
She goes for 17 years. He was just like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. She's
real.
like, I've never had sex this long before. I was shocked to hear that.
You pay attention
I was like,
that
are you
I have
serious?
other holes.
I was like,
not, you know.
yeah, it didn't happen like that. But yeah, she was like,
You know
are
what I
you
mean.
serious? So for me, it was great, guys. It went from one night to where my dick went limp to another night where she had such an amazing time. She didn't even know sex like that actually existed.
I had a 3-day hard on.
So
it was
for
like
me,
Viagra.
Yeah, so
I
for
had to
me,
call.
it went really well. You know what I mean? And I was happy that the experience for her at that time had gone that well, because I didn't know any of that information. You know what I mean? Until that second night, I had none of that information. So it was great to be able to redeem myself.
So you were feeling a little insecure the first night because you were nervous.
No, I
wanted
wasn't
to,
insecure.
maybe?
Just overexcited. Too much anxiety.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
I wasn't nervous though. Yeah, maybe a little nervousness comes with that.
because you were waiting, like you were excited.
Nervousness comes with that, right?
It's
exactly.
not like a
nervousness,
bad.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not always a bad.
Nervousness does come with that. You're absolutely right. So yeah,
and just kind of
so,
like
yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so that's what it was. But I was happy it worked out well.
I am just so glad we don't have to make things hard. Like I don't.
Yeah, because for us it's a mental thing.
Well, because I mean there is like the lubrication.
Right, of course you
issues.
guys have to do that.
But sometimes.
But is that mental or more physical for a woman?
Like it could be a lot of things why it's not working. Like you could be dehydrated, but it could be because you're not that into it too.
Because for men, our erection is strictly mental. So we see something we like physically, then we mentally have to be there.
No,
and then
it can happen.
The blood has to rush to that area, and that's what creates our erection. We have to be in the right mental space. A man could, for a second, not be in the right mental space, and his shit goes limp. In a second.
But
it's
like,
very mental
it's
for
cool
us.
for us. This is the one cool thing. Other than that, having a vagina is kind of not very nice.
Yeah, that's the one cool thing. That you
But
guys
like,
have to
even if it doesn't get wet,
right?
like,
there's stuff
you
that'll
have
help
spit,
you guys. Yeah,
like there's other things.
And then it'll
like,
get lubricated. Yeah. With us,
fine.
It's nothing that we could buy at the grocery
continue.
store and
You
go,
can continue.
lube it up. It'll get hard.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. It's a mental thing. The blood has to make it happen, and that's the only way it's gonna happen. If you're not in the right space, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm thinking about other stuff too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, that would not be erection forming material.
Right. So guys, the lesson in this is like keep calm, don't even think about it, and just have fun.
Especially don't think because you're going to overthink it.
Yeah, then you overthink it.
You overwater the flower.
Yep, then it'll die. Yeah, so just keep it cool and
everything in moderation.
Yeah, and it'll happen organically, and you will get the erection.
Don't panic. It's organic.
Don't panic. And you're gonna be fine.
Right.
Yeah. So
or
that
it
was
won't, and it's okay too.
Yeah, and it's okay too. Just own it, like I did.
Yeah, like
because
there's other stuff to do.
Yeah, man,
you guys have lots of things to make it still a functioning experience.
We're not robots, so it's not always gonna work exactly the way you want it to work every single time. I'm sorry, it's just not gonna happen.
And we're gonna make fun of you probably, but it doesn't mean it.
Yeah.
Not like, you know.
Yeah, man up. Don't get your ego bruised. And
not
just keep
make
it rolling.
fun of, but it's probably going to get talked about.
Yeah. Just keep it rolling. That's what I got to say about that. You know what I mean?
Go with it.
Roll
it's going to happen again.
Hopefully it won't happen to me again. Yeah.
It will.
Anyway, that's our show, guys. It's relationships, romance, and propaganda. We're broadcasting the lies and exposing the truth. We have Jill with us once again, like I said, for week 3. We're figuring it all out. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on social media.
It's going to be fun.
Keep in touch. You know, email us at rptalktruth@gmail.com. Everything will be in the description as usual. And we will see you next week or the week after. We'll see. But
if you guys have questions or things you think we should talk about, right?
Yeah. Bring it. Yeah. Say it.
Weird stuff. Let's go.
It's all good. Let's
get
do
weird.
it. All right, guys. Peace out. Thanks for tuning in. Thank everybody on all the platforms,
Bye.
like I always say. And we'll see you next time. Peace. Imani, Shakur.